Welcome, collective. This is your girl Ora-gen, and I am definitely here for you with another reading. This is a timeless reading. It's a general reading for the collective, so at whatever time you have found this message, it is for you. So I'm going to go on ahead and get started. This one's going to be a little shorter. Today's message had to do with a lot of information coming across my virtual desk on the topic of delays and blockages. And I know historically a lot of people who have been actively thinking about and working on making changes and shifts in their life to move more towards their life purpose, their goals. It might even be as simple as, I want to take more time out to get outside and tap in. I want to take more time to understand this topic, and so I'm going to do more research. I'm deciding I'm going back to school to learn these aspects so that way I can have a promotion in my job. Whatever it is. Talking with different people, and also just kind of the general energy that I'm picking up on. Whenever we make a major shift, or even a slight shift, and it's very different from where we've been before, we can come up against frequencies or energies that feel like almost opposing. Now, in this case, I'm not just referencing, feeling that difference of how life feels when we're doing something different. I'm also talking about people in our lives who are not necessarily in alignment with the changes that we're making. And so we might run into pushback, negative speech. Oh, you can't do that. Or what would make you think you could make a change like that? Why do you think that matters? You should just, do the same thing over and over until the day you leave here type energy. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what they're saying to you, but that's how the energy can come across. It can almost feel like we're hitting an energetic wall when we try to make these changes. And so the natural inclination might be, let me just back up. Let me just go back the other way. Let me just keep doing the things I've always been doing that aren't serving me. But at least I'm not running into this disruptive energy of like somebody pushing back on me. And so this message was coming through today in relation to like how people who are tapping in, tuning into their gifts, i.e. like spiritual gifts and abilities, or maybe they just want to be more grounded, maybe they want to be more aware of what's happening in their life and their life path. Maybe they just want to be more aware of what's happening in the world and not so tapped out, tuned out. Maybe they just want to like be more cognitive about like processes that are happening around them and thoughtful about them. And sometimes it would seem that when we try to do that, there's opposing energies that kind of want to keep us asleep. Wants to keep us in a state where we're like, oh, I don't know, I don't care, I can't really do anything about that. Let me just do what I've always done. Now, this is not a judgment. And this is not to knock it. If you feel comfortable doing everything the same way for the next 20, 30, 40 years, by all means, you have that right. But this video today is for people who don't feel that way. They can see that we are in a timeline where there is a shift. And there's a lot of energetic attention and focus being placed on the importance of tapping in and tuning in, awakening to your gifts and abilities, utilizing them in some way in your life that feels in alignment. And what can happen when we start to make those changes, what we start to notice energetically around us. Sometimes we'll tell a family member or a friend about what we're doing, and it's like something jumped on them. And they're like, well, why would you do that? And you're like, yo, I'm just expressing that this is something I would like to do. What's the problem? Historically, when we talk about people in like the mood of like systemic energy, when you start to do something different, like alarms, bells, sirens start to go off, and people start to feel like, uh-oh, is that safe? And that's just their nervous system talking. But still, that can be really discouraging when we have a dream or something that we want to tap into and we feel like we're not getting the support. We're coming up against energetic walls. Maybe what we want to do is not in alignment with systemic values, and we're running into walls there. Maybe you have a YouTube channel and you're saying things on your channel that aren't in alignment with systemic values. Your channel's getting flagged or something like that. I don't know. These are just thoughts that are coming in. So let me go on ahead and introduce the decks that we're going to use. So we're going to use the messages of Cosmic Oracle cards. And as always, you know that I'm going to post the cards, at least, you know, what the names of the decks are in the description. And also there will be a link there. Not a link, but my email address if you're interested in having a personal reading. This is a general reading. This is for the collective. This is general energies I'm picking up on. Once again, I am not a tarot reader. I use the cards to connect with you. So this is more so about utilizing the energy to show you some different ways to move through whatever is coming up. Also, I would like to note, since we are a new channel, we are definitely trying to get subscribers, likes, shares. That is an energetic movement, an energetic gift that you can give to help others to find the information. Even if a specific read didn't resonate for you, it could resonate for someone else. So definitely, all the people that help to, you know, put the information together, like say if I have information or questions coming from other people and I'm sharing a channeled thought on that, or if it's just something that's coming through for me, it will be appreciated if you can share the information, like, and subscribe. And just so you know, if there's a topic that you want me to focus in on, please feel free to put that in the comments. And I'm happy to see if anything is coming up around that, okay? Once again, they are general collective readings. Take what applies and let the rest fly. Don't try to make it fit if it doesn't. And then, of course, you guys have seen this one before. This is my Archetypes box. Amazing. So we're going to be utilizing this one today. Let's go on ahead and clear out the space. I have my little baby piece of selenite here today. She still does a phenomenal job with cleaning and clearing. If I haven't mentioned already, thank you for being here today. I'm actually doing a daytime read instead of like right before I go to bed. So I'm a little more alert today. I hope your day is going well. I hope it's sunny and warm, or just the right temperature for you wherever you are today. A little bit for me. Let's go on ahead actually. It's like this, and hopefully this will burn a little bit more. And I hope whatever goals you're working on, you know, I hope things are working out for you. If you're feeling like you're up against some energy blockages, no worries. That time period will pass. But there's some things maybe you can consider and some things you can do in the meantime to help yourself through that time period. So let's see what comes up in the cards today to kind of help us with that energy. Okay, my peeps, I am going to ring my meditation bell. It has a bit of a chime to it, so if you are sensitive to sound, please turn down your volume at this time. Okay, once again, welcome to the Ora-gen channel. I am Ora-gen, and our topic today is dealing with coming up against delay and energy blockages. So we're going to see what the oracle cards have to say about this today. So we're going to start with just like an opening prayer offering just to protect the space. So just asking Source to assist us with being able to clearly understand the information that's coming through, and to be able to guide me at this time to relate any information or to have any information come out of the card decks that will be beneficial for whoever needs to see this video. Asking all energies, frequencies, and beings of the light in close association with the Lord to remain, all others must leave. I offer this prayer in the greatest spirit of gratitude and thanks, so be it, and amen. Okay, let's get into our first deck and see what's there. I promise this was going to be a shorter reading. I keep saying that and then, but it's fun, so that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So let's see what's here. As I mentioned before in all of my videos, I have pre-shuffled and charged the deck. I always like to give it a little shuffle just to make sure things are mixed in there nicely. And Spirit, we're going to take the card on the bottom, please. We're going to split the deck and take that card. So the first opening card. Ha! Thank you, Spirit. Look at this. No one said this whole life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. If that isn't a powerful message, and this is definitely giving me Aces energy. This is like the proverbial cloud with the hand coming out, offering a cup, offering whatever. This is giving me Aces energy. So this is like Source energy. This is some really powerful messaging here. So definitely, okay, we're gonna get into it. Definitely this one is giving us an indicator here, and I just talked about this today with a client. Super important that we slow down. If we are noticing we're running, bumping into things, having like wonky energy and we don't know where it's coming from, we're hyper sensitive to things that normally would just float right past us, it might be an indicator that we're like in a heightened state emotionally, or we're feeling overwhelmed. We may not even be aware of it cognitively, but we do need to slow down. We do need to understand that we need to take time for healing, for connection, for self-awareness. If all these things are happening that I mentioned, like the bumping into things and running into door frames and blasting your hand on the wall or whatever, and we are not aware of why that's happening, we need to get aware. So there's something here in this card, the information coming out as a lead card, has to do with the messaging of, if we are working on bringing in new energies, doing things a new way, we need to be in a tapped in, tuned in space or state. So the first thing to do is to get yourself grounded, because we need to be able to tell the difference between I'm having an emotional response to something and feeling really sensitive about it versus somebody's trying to block me, somebody's trying to hinder me. Because at the end of the day, if it's something that you really need to do, it doesn't matter what other people think about your life goals and your life path. That is for you. So if we find ourselves getting really affected by what others are saying or doing, it's time to come in, tap in and tune in and see what's going on in us. So this card is really powerful. Slow down. Really tune into what it is you're doing. You'll also get some better messaging on what direction to go. So I'm just going to put the opening energy right over here. I don't believe that's steaming anymore anyways. There we go. Let's turn it like this so you guys can kind of glance at that. Okay, That's the opening energy. You know, it's interesting, in reverse, right underneath that was listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. It was in reverse. I'm getting an energy here of someone, especially the way this is going, someone that needs to really take time to tap in and tune in just with their overall emotional and, you know, physical health and well-being. Anytime we're trying to create something new, take on a new process, even if it's a new style of eating, whatever it is, we need to be centered first. Anything that we do, any step that we take from an uncentered or non-centered position, I'm not sure which way I need to say it, but basically, if you are not balanced and then you try to take a step, it's likely that you'll be off balanced. But if you balance yourself first and you take that step, your foot is going to rest in a more stable manner. So that's the energy I'm getting here. It's because this was in reverse. There's someone here that needs to take some time to really focus on their health and wellness because it's affecting their ability to move forward towards their goals. So far, the energy that we're talking about is stuff that we can do something about. This isn't even like opposing forces type energy. This is like things that we need to consider. Okay, Spirit, let's get a few more cards. What do we have here? I want to at least pull one archetype card for you today. Maybe we won't do like a bunch of them, but I want to at least pull one of those oracles because it has that really lovely guidebook, and we can get a message from that. Okay, we're going to pull from the bottom again. Oh, wow. Okay, so this was in reverse. It's more self-work here. Open your heart, not just a little, all the way, and let the love flow in. This is in reverse. I'm kind of getting two energies from this, to be honest with you. Like, one energy has to do with like, you know, we need to open our heart to the things that we want to achieve, accomplish, the new things we want to bring in. We could say that we want it, but really, like, when opportunities present themselves, we're shut down to it. We're closed off to it. Oh, that can't be for me. That's too good to be true. It's probably a scam. I don't know. Whatever thoughts or words are coming up for you. So there might be a need to like be a little more open-minded about the things you want to create, because this can also be a really strong energetic wall or oppositional wall that we come up against within ourselves, is really settling with the idea that it is possible. Whatever this goal is, whatever this thing is that you want to do, it's possible. Open up to that. Doesn't mean that, you know, it's going to happen right away. Doesn't mean it's going to take 6 months either. Could happen tomorrow. I mean, we're opening up to potentiality. I'm also, once again, like, this person keeps coming through, somebody that will be or is watching this video, or some, you know, maybe a few people in the collective. There's something here about a past relationship or person that you are no longer dealing with, and I'm hearing like not interested in dealing with, maybe at this time, and your heart might be closed off to this person. They've come up a couple times in the Love Tarot with messaging about a relationship that kind of went south, and you put some space because it didn't feel safe or connected for you for whatever reason, without going into specifics. So there's something here about this person kind of sensing that you're on a different path and very healed, and you look very appealing, and they're like, oh, hey, how you doing? They're coming back. Now, this is not to say that you should or shouldn't deal with them. The one thing I'm going to say about it, because that's the message that keeps coming up about this person, is that you need to make sure that they're healed. Like actually healed, not like feeding you a line of crap, but like they're actually healed before engaging with them in a way where you give them, put them in a position of trust, I think. So that way you don't have like reoccurring behavioral patterns popping up and basically being pulled back into like a karmic cycle with this person. Be mindful of that. Okay. Tap it. We're gonna half it. Okay. That wouldn't have been on the bottom anyway, so I'm gonna take the bottom card again. See, there's a lot of self-care messages in here that keep popping up. This one, listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. That's saying a lot. Listen to your body and do what it is asking of you. So once again, there's more messaging here. We've got more. Once again, I want you to notice this too. Everything has like a universal or, I don't know. It's like a theme here of like the heavens and, you know, like this one has the star. This one has the star. Kind of gives me the energy of the North Star and following your North Node. So doing what's good and healthy for you. Understanding what that is, so that way you can get in alignment with your North Node. So there is something here about maybe changing your diet, maybe, and I'm not saying do something drastic that could make you sick, just like being mindful. What am I putting in my body? How often am I drinking? You know, what kinds of foods might be helpful for anxiety and stress or feeling tired? You know, just understanding what messaging your body is giving you by being mindful of symptoms or things that are coming up, and then making gentle adjustments. If you need to go and have a checkup, go have a checkup. Nothing bad's gonna happen. You're just gonna see what needs to be tweaked, or maybe nothing needs to be tweaked. But listening to your body is like very important for learning how to be grounded. If you're not listening to your body and you're just kind of, you look up and it's 7 o'clock, the day is over, and you're like, yo, where did the day go? You don't really know what happened to the day, but it just is gone. You haven't taken any time for self-care. You cook dinner, you clean up the kitchen, you get in bed. Well, I'm tired, I'm just gonna pass out. Well, it's good you're getting rest, but what kind of rest is it? Is it good deep sleep? Or is it like, I'm getting in bed because I'm passing out tired? You know, it's interesting when some people tell me they're tired. I understand that, you know, you might be sleepy or whatever, but sometimes tiredness has to do with like a feeling of not having a moment to connect with yourself, to ground. And so no matter what you do, you feel restless. So it might mean that we need to like connect with hobbies or activities that feel centering and soothing for us. And if you haven't thought about what that looks like, it might be time to think about that. Okay, I'm gonna just pull one more, and then I'm gonna grab an oracle, and we're gonna conclude. I told y'all it was gonna be a shorter reading today. I'm supposed to go have dinner with a friend. Okay, so actually, ooh, well, there you go. Okay, this is a good last pull. When you find something that excites you, go all in, enjoy the ride. This was upright. Some more of that cosmic energy. I think this is super important because we're kind of like trained systemically. Oh, if something feels, you know, really fun and good, you know, might be something wrong with it. No, it could be that something is right. When you find something that feels good, is enjoyable, is in alignment for you, is not harmful to yourself or others, okay? Go all in, enjoy that, express through that creativity, you know, engage with that skill set. This could be one of the key ways that we could open up not only like our gifts and abilities, but like our life path, the goals that we're looking at up ahead. When we start to just engage with that energy in some form, a door might open for us that helps us to really move towards that path. It's like we talk about energies and frequencies. If your radio is tuned to, I don't know, like jazz, and you're trying to listen to classical music, whatever, then you're tuned to the wrong frequency. You have to turn the radio frequency on the dial to the station and the frequency that's associated with what you want to hear. Are you doing that? If you're not touching any of the things that are in alignment for you, and then you're like, oh, I hope this will happen one day. I mean, it could, but being, you know, the realm that we're in, typically there's some work we have to do in the 3D that helps bring these manifestations through. Typically, I mean, there's instances where that doesn't happen, but in most cases, that work that we do is for the experience. It's why we're here. So take time to think about, how can I get in alignment with the frequency of the thing that I want? You know, what are some things that I could do that feel like that, or feel like I want to feel? So let's say the goal is, you know, I want to play music. Well, what do you love about it? Well, I love connecting with my instrument and performing. Okay, what are some other ways you could do that or start that process? Well, I guess I could pick my instrument up and play it more and practice with it. Excellent. Start there. Or as I say, start the process. So it's not always about trying to reach the goal like warp speed, okay? No one said this life thing was a race. It's okay to slow down. So you don't have to accomplish it in 2 seconds. That's okay. But just start to work with the energy of what you want. Okay, my friends. Let's pull an oracle. Because it's time for my next appointment. I hope this reading is resonating for you today. And if it's not, I hope that you still like and share so that others who can benefit from the information might have an opportunity to do that. Okay, this is the Archetype deck. Let's just put that there. Okay. Let's see what these cards have going on here. We're just going to take a card on the bottom here so we can get some clarity. Oh, wow. Haha, the venom. I haven't seen this one before. Okay. That's the venom. I love the artwork on these. So let's take a look here. And this one, the way it's set up, and I'm still kind of like learning where everything is at. So please bear with me as I find the card. That popped up. That's interesting. We'll see if later, I'll do another read. I'll do another pull on this one and see if it pops up again. Well, oh wait, here it is, the venom. Okay, so I'll hold the card up so you can look at it. Okay. Much to our dismay, the venom is always lurking in the shadows in one form or another. Its toxic presence may be found in our relationships, thoughts, speech, or environment. Thankfully, the cycle of purification and detoxification comes so naturally that it is built into our every exhale. We breathe out carbon dioxide, and the plants return it to us as an oxygen. Archetypal venom is rarely remedied as easily. However, and it can come in potent forms and quantities that are deeply damaging to us and to the world. When the venom card appears, there is a harmful substance in our psychic realm that must be identified. Perhaps your words have a sting of poison about them. Perhaps a relationship is slowly draining your reserves. Acknowledgement is the first step. Change is the second. The remedy will reveal itself in time, and with it, forgiveness. So this was upright. Self-realization through suffering. Okay. All right. So this is a really important card, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not a bad thing. It's an understanding thing. That is because we've had this messaging here about needing to make changes within ourselves in order to reach these goals. So we're talking about things that we do. Now, the venom also talks about toxicity or things in our atmosphere or things that affect the world in a negative way. And we talked about at the beginning of this video, the title is talking about delays and blockages. So this is like confirmation. Yeah, there are some people that may not be happy about folks awakening, focusing on their spirituality more, tapping into their gifts. All of these things make people like less controllable, which is not the desired effect. Obviously, looking at systemic things. If you don't feel that way, then this might not be the right channel for you. But what we're seeing is, yes, those things can be present, but there are ways to clear that energy out. And I talked with you about it in another video. If you are not doing regular energy cleanses, like I don't care what it is, whether it's meditating, stretching, grounding in nature, crystal baths, prayer, whatever it is for you, engaging in something that helps you to clear out energy. And I'm talking about daily, multiple times daily if needed, but at least once a day. That should be part of your regimen. So that way, if there are frequencies or energies that could be of a nature that would be a hindrance or a blockage to those goals, you're constantly clearing those out. And sometimes we're not even doing anything, we're just moving around. And because energy is always touching energy, we might have interaction with a person, or maybe just walk past a person, we're picking up energy. And we might need to do some cleaning and clearing, especially if you're like in a career where you do like customer service, or you're dealing with others, talking with others, healthcare, health and beauty services, anything customer service oriented. It's going to be super important to clear your energy out at the end of the day. So I think these are some really good cards today to help you to get some clarity on how to move through energies that might feel like a blockage or a hindrance. Yes, those can be there, whether it's from ourselves or whether it's systemic or environmental or whatever. Okay, that can be a thing. However, there are some things that we can do to clear our energy out consistently and to work towards our goals. And part of that has to be opening up to potentiality and a belief that we can change. This is part of the timeline we're in. We have to put down the old narrative and pick up the new belief system in some cases. And the only way to test that out is to engage with it. So that's the channel message for today. Definitely am so grateful that you were able to spend this time with me. Once again, subscribe, share, like, energetic ways of moving the information and helping as many people as possible. Love you to the moon and back. This is your girl Ora-gen with the Ora-gen channel, and I'll see you next time for another video. Have a good night.